Lesson 29, Spiritual Maturity in Relationships, How to Love Without Losing Yourself. There is a quiet truth about relationships that many people learn too late. You can be intelligent, talented, successful, spiritually aware, and still be immature in the way you relate to others, because spiritual maturity is not measured by how much you know. It is measured by how you love. Not how intensely, not how passionately, not how sacrificially, but how wisely, how steadily, how truthfully, how freely. The Church Fathers said, "Love without wisdom becomes fire. Wisdom without love becomes ice. Maturity is the warmth that gives life." This lesson is about that warmth, the warmth of a soul that knows how to love without losing itself, without controlling others, without collapsing under expectations. It is about the kind of relationships that grow you, not drain you, that deepen you, not scatter you, that make you more yourself, not less. 1. Spiritual maturity begins when you stop needing others to complete you. Most relationships break not because people don't love each other, but because they expect the other person to fill the emptiness inside them. The desert monks taught, "No one can give you what only God can give." Modern psychology calls this emotional fusion, when two people merge in a way that destroys both. A spiritually mature person enters relationships not from emptiness, but from fullness. Not to be completed, but to be connected. Not to be rescued, but to be known. Not to escape loneliness, but to share life. When you stop demanding that others heal your wounds, your relationships become lighter, cleaner, truer. 2. Spiritual maturity means loving without controlling. Control is the opposite of love. It is fear wearing the mask of care. The Church Fathers said, "Where there is control, there is no freedom. Where there is no freedom, there is no love." Modern psychology calls this anxious attachment, the attempt to manage another person's choices to protect your own sense of safety. A spiritually mature person understands you cannot control someone into loving you. You cannot pressure someone into growing. You cannot manipulate someone into staying. You can only offer presence, truth, and freedom. Love that controls is not love. Love that frees is. 3. Spiritual maturity means staying yourself in the presence of another. Many people lose themselves in relationships. They shrink to avoid conflict. They bend to be accepted. They silence themselves to keep peace. They disappear to be loved. But the desert monks taught, "Do not trade your soul for companionship." Modern psychology calls this self-abandonment, the moment you betray your own truth to maintain connection. A spiritually mature person remains themselves even when they love deeply. They do not disappear. They do not dilute. They do not pretend. They bring their whole self into the relationship, not a mask, not a role, not a performance. This is the foundation of intimacy, two whole people meeting, not two half-selves merging. 4. Spiritual maturity means holding boundaries with gentleness, not fear. Boundaries are not walls. Boundaries are clarity. The Church Fathers said, "Guard your heart, but do not close it." Modern psychology calls this healthy differentiation, the ability to stay connected while staying separate. A spiritually mature person knows where they end and the other begins, what they can give and what they cannot, what they can carry and what they must not, what is theirs and what is not theirs. Boundaries are not rejection. Boundaries are respect for yourself and for the other. Without boundaries, love becomes chaos. With boundaries, love becomes safe. 5. Spiritual maturity means listening more than you speak. Most people listen to respond. A mature soul listens to understand. The desert monks said, "Speak only when your words are better than silence." Modern psychology calls this attuned presence, the ability to hear not only the words, but the heart behind the words. A spiritually mature person listens without interrupting, without defending, without projecting, without preparing their answer, without trying to fix. They listen with their whole being, because listening is not a technique. Listening is love. 6. Spiritual maturity means choosing truth over comfort. Shallow relationships avoid truth. Mature relationships are built on it. The Church Fathers said, "Truth spoken in love heals the soul." Modern psychology calls this authentic communication, the courage to say what is real without aggression, without blame, without fear. A spiritually mature person speaks truth, gently, clearly, without manipulation, without punishment, without emotional weapons. Truth is not a sword. Truth is a light. It reveals, it clarifies, it heals. 7. Spiritual maturity means loving without losing your peace. Some people love in a way that destroys them. They carry emotions that are not theirs. They absorb pain that is not theirs. They sacrifice themselves until nothing remains. But the desert monks taught, love others, but do not drown in them. Modern psychology calls this empathic boundaries, the ability to feel with someone without losing your center. A spiritually mature person can sit with someone's pain without absorbing it, support someone's struggle without taking it on, love someone deeply without losing themselves. This is the art of peaceful love. 8. Spiritual maturity means praying for the other, not trying to change them. Prayer is the most mature form of love because it releases control. It says, "I cannot change this person. I cannot heal them. I cannot save them, but I can hold them before God." A simple prayer is enough. Lord, bless them. Lord, guide them. Lord, keep my heart clean. The desert monks prayed this way because they understood love is not possession. Love is intercession. A quiet owl. Closing thought, spiritual maturity in relationships is not about perfection. It is not about never hurting each other. It is not about always agreeing. It is about presence. It is about truth. It is about freedom. It is about boundaries. It is about depth. It is about love that strengthens, not love that consumes. And when you begin to love from this place, quietly, steadily, wisely, your relationships become sanctuaries, not battlegrounds. You become someone who loves deeply without losing yourself, someone who brings peace without forcing it, someone who carries wisdom without pride, someone who loves the way mature souls love. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. If this lesson brought you peace, consider sharing it with someone who may need it. Until next time, stay gentle with your soul.